There's go.
Okay. Hi.
Hello.
Take two.
Technical difficulties. My hair was messed up. So, yeah. Anywho. Video we're going to be talking about today is...
Mojo bags dash charms.
And that difference between Mojo bag and a charm bag.
Should be the same damn thing.
Yeah, pretty much it's the same thing. It just changes by region and type of stuff that's allegedly used inside these bags. It's still, a magical talisman. It's the same thing as a talisman, as to where it's used to attract something to you. Some people will say it's an amulet, which is not true because by tradition and definition, amulets repel.
Well, I mean, if it's a protection mojo, technically,
then
that
it becomes
would be
an amulet.
But if it's something else,
Yeah, I think we're recording. New camera. There's a red dot.
there's not even the pause button. I think it's recording. We're just gonna go with it.
Okay. Yeah. It's not. We'll be talking for like about 10-15 minutes, looking crazy to ourselves.
Well, I'm pretty sure the red. We've had this like a week, but we haven't used it yet.
Yeah. We haven't played. I think I played with it for like 5 minutes.
I don't see the pause button like I did before. Oh, yeah, it is recording. There's a time going. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Anyways.
We're like, you guys are tripping.
Right. Okay.
So, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
It's daytime. Kids are outside yelling, and I can't wait till school starts again. Charm bags, mojo bags, uses, and types.
Uses are pretty broad. You can use them for nearly anything. Now, it'll vary, too, on color. Some people like to match up the color to their desire.
Corresponding with their goal. In hoodoo and root-working traditions, red was commonly used because red is the color of life. It is the color of your blood. It's only, from my understanding, become more modern to use colored bags that are associated with your goal, like green for money, pink for love, blue for spirituality, peace, protection, stuff like that. But in the old days, they were just made out of red flannel because that's what commonly was available, and that's was the norm. A lot of people talk about what's done traditionally versus non-traditionally when it comes to mojo bags. Sometimes call it gris-gris.
Not gris. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a French word. It means gray. So I can't exactly remember the part of it. It's been said that it means it's like gray magic, so it's like gray magic or something like that. But it's a French word. Gris, mojo, tobies. There's all kinds of names for them. Charm bags. In witchcraft and Wicca, commonly you'll find them called charm bags. What are their contents?
It varies on what you're wanting. I mean, aside from that, just going back into color real quick, I know that I've usually just made mine out of black fabric. Because black you can use for many multi-purposes, especially if it's to attract, because the color black pulls light in, so thereby attracting. It can also be used as a repelling, so it could work for protection, so I found that works very well. And that's just what I've usually used them for in color. And then the black ones, you can do different symbols or sigils on it with like a silver Sharpie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done that with a couple of them.
And then I'll usually do like red string on mine or white string. But I mean, this one's one of my old ones. Yeah, that one's mine. You can tell it's all dirty. This is one of my red ones that we actually have to disempower.
Yeah, and I always did mine just with red flannel. I went to the fabric store, grabbed me like about a yard of red flannel, and I would cut little squares, or no, not so little, probably like about 2 by 3 inch squares, or 2 by 2, 3 by 3, and then I would use that, put all my content in the middle, and then I would, bind it up after bringing up the edges together. And that's how I always, that's the way I've always done my mojo, charm bag, whatever you want to call it. It's still it's similar to one another. Charm bags.
I've used bandanas before.
Yeah.
Because those were readily available.
Yeah. I know people are going to be like, oh my god, a charm bag is not the same thing as a mojo bag, blah, blah, blah. Well, technically, it kind of is if you actually look at it. It just depends on the region that you're from.
on what they're called, and usually that'll have a lot to do with the contents.
Mm-hmm.
So in the South, since you have more experience with voodoo,
A Mojo bag traditionally has an uneven number of items in it. They can be herbs, plants, minerals, animal curios. Animal curios being like animal parts, snake sheds, chicken feathers, shark teeth, gator teeth.
pretty much the same thing in witchcraft.
Yeah, raccoon penis bone. In some rare cases, human remains, human ashes, stuff like that. And the bag is generally, by tradition, dressed once a week with dressing oil or whiskey, Florida water. There are some cases of where gambling charms were urinated on by somebody of the opposite sex.
Speaking of urine, within some of the stuff I do with my own approach to Luciferian witchcraft, if I make charms, I'll either use an oil to anoint it, or if it's for something such as protection or attraction or domination, I'll urinate and put some of that on it.
I don't think I've ever never peed on any of my stuff in my bags. In witch bottles, yes.
I'm not saying I'm like drenching it, but like putting a little dab on it.
Yeah. Yeah, these are recipes I'm talking about. It says, if I remember it right, it's not verbatim, it said that the card player would give the bag to his woman, who would then go into the alley and urinate all over the bag, and then give it back to him, and he would be lucky. It's sort of like a territorial thing when it comes to finances. Urine is oftentimes used in the animal kingdom to donate territory.
Mm-hmm.
So if you urinate, especially your first urine in the morning, is supposed to be especially strong and potent. And it's used to wash your floors and everything like that, or the front steps for protective reasons. But it becomes like a territorial type of deal. So that's at least what I was able to get from it.
You know what, the worst image? I know this is kind of off topic.
Golden showers.
Well, that too. But I can just picture like a whole coven. Like, okay, this is our turf. Everyone go to each corner of this lot and piss on it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Everybody drink up and run in a circle and pee. No.
Pee while you run. Pee while you run. Sorry. I know that there's people who can write a ritual around that. I respect that. As weird as that sounds, I respect that.
Mm-hmm. So, but charm bags.
You can put magic squares in it. You can put herbs in it. You can put different organs if you dehydrate them into it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you can put chicken hearts. You can put livers, different things, stomachs. If you're more into using the animal curios and you want to go kind of balls to the wall with it, you can put them on the ends of chicken feet. I think
I've seen a couple of those. Those are cool.
Those look awesome.
I did one once.
We need more chicken feet.
Yeah.
But we need to dry them out when we get them.
Yeah. But I've made them where put a charm bag onto a chicken foot for protective reasons, because my ex's car kept getting broken into at another apartment complex we used to live at. So people would come in, they actually stole his battery. It was really weird.
Oh, the universe was mad at him.
Yeah, it's happened more than once. Nobody would touch my car, so I got some chicken feet and I tied them around the parking structure, and people stopped coming around the parking structure and stealing it and vandalizing other people's stuff.
Didn't someone die?
No, that was another building.
Okay.
So,
oops.
Yeah. No, wait, it was the same building but different circumstances.
Okay. We need more chicken feet though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And you can also put them on the ends of other bones. Varies, but...
Yeah, you can use them for love, money, protection, attracting customers, protection while traveling.
It's a pretty universal type of magic. You can use it for nearly anything, just like you can do with candle magic. Just like you can do with talismans and other amulets and stuff like that.
You can add in something from the Key of Solomon, the seals.
You can use the Pentacles of the Magi. I'm curious on incorporating Goetic seals.
You can do some experimenting.
Yeah. Like, even if it's just to summon them, like, put it around, like, a bone and then inside of it.
Well, I've done them in the past where I put a seal from the Goetia into a talisman, and I would charge it up by throwing the Mojo hand into the magic triangle while I conjure the spirit. It got
Would
pretty
you carry it
charged
with
up.
you?
Yeah, usually you'd still carry it with you.
Oh, so that way they can
Yeah, it kind of amplifies the work because the spirit then, adds an extra blessing or charge onto it. So that's a whole other thing.
We have to try that.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Don't let the go wish unless you're experienced. It's kind of a heavy working and requires a little bit of sanity versus insanity type of thing. But
isn't everything just opposite unto itself? Isn't everything just upside down within that void? Isn't pain pleasure and madness sanity?
I don't know. If I pinch you in the arm, will it feel good or will it hurt?
What part of the arm?
Exactly. But with charm bags, usually the person that they're made for carries them. Nobody else is supposed to handle them, touch them, or see them. In specific.
You gotta hide that shit.
Yeah, particularly with Mojo bags. Nobody else should handle them, touch them, or see them except the person who's using them. They shouldn't be spoken of or brought up. The only time that the person will bring them out is when they are dressing them with oil, or whiskey, or urine, or any other type of perfume like Hoyt's cologne.
Or their blood.
Mm-hmm. If your dog gets your Mojo bag,
make a new one.
Yes, it is nullified. It is no longer going to work properly.
Your SOL on that one.
Yes. If your Mojo or charm bag ends up in a washing machine.
SOL.
Exactly. You got to make a new one.
If it falls out of your pocket and your coworkers are like, "Hey, you dropped this."
Make a new one.
You can put your weed in there.
But there's a lot of people too who talk about, well, can the curios be reused that you have in the bag that have already once the bag's been desecrated? I personally feel that with certain charms they can be after they're purified and cleansed. Like if you have metal charms or lodestones, you got to cleanse the hell out of them though. Stuff that's harder to find, like bone pieces and fragments, if you can dig them out of it, then go ahead and cleanse them and reuse them. But if it's like herbs or graveyard dirt powders, don't reuse it.
That's like, I like to think of it as going up to spirits. Okay, I'm going to reuse this because this was really hard to find. It's kind of exotic. Mm-hmm. Not trying to offend you, but I mean, if I'm going to want to use it again or use any of this type of thing again, it might be hard for me to find. So I'm going to reuse this. Now, if you're reusing herbs and dirt that they know you can get, they're going to look at you like you a cheap ass.
Mm-hmm. I'm just like, cheap, so I got to reuse this piece.
Right? I mean, like, if it's like a hard to find, like the tooth of a hangman or...
Yeah, alligator teeth, particularly. Extremely lucky, but they're kind of hard to come by if you don't live in the South.
Mm-hmm. Or have a curio area that orders them regularly.
Yeah. Animal curios are very hard to come by. Stuff like chicken bones, like...
You don't need to reuse those, go to KFC. Shit.
Yeah, that's what we usually do, is we just order a bunch of chicken wings and have at it and let them dry out. In fact, we have some.
Oh shit, we have some. We need to finish drying
them out.
Yeah,
I need to clean them. We need to clean them.
Yes, you do. Hey, I did the hard work. I was eating them.
Yeah. With charm bags, usually their power is indefinite, depending on the person who's empowering them and dressing them. So long as they're dressed, yay, they work. If you notice the bag is not functioning, they might have been made improperly. A lot of that will go into the actual consecration or charging. And I hate it when people say this, and I hate it when people do it. They say, "Oh, just put all this herbs put everything in the bag, and it'll take care of itself." No, it won't.
I laugh at that.
Yeah, and it bothers me. But everything that you work with magically has to be consecrated. It has to be charged. Just putting it in the bag and carrying it around, you got potpourri. Sorry to say it, but it's true.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes a potpourri ain't even good. Mm-mm. I'm only.
But there's consecration rituals that are done with them. There's any number of books that you can find on them that will do consecrations.
Shit, write your own.
How did you consecrate your butchers?
It depends on which ones I'm doing. You can do fumigation with incense. Oh, excuse me. If I'm doing brujeria stuff, then I'll jump into that paradigm and I'll use holy water and like copal for consecrating it. If I'm just doing like a basic witchcraft, then I'll use frankincense and myrrh and the purified water. If
by purified water, he means consecrated water, not bottled water from the store.
Yes, consecrated water. Hello. And if I'm doing Luciferian stuff, it depends on exactly what it is. Is it something more of a lighter nature, like is it for money drawing or stuff like that? Then I'll dress it with the oil after I fumigate it, and usually I'll do something like a dragon's blood or a Seder incense blend. Oh, I love that Seder incense blend we made. It smells amazing. But, sorry. And I'll fumigate it through there, and usually if it's for myself, I'll dress it with my urine. And if it's more for like cursing work or negative work, it'll be something like graveyard dirt mixed into water with like belladonna, mandrake, and datura, or any combination of poisonous herbs. Don't drink it. Mm-mm. Some people want to, but I like it. You cray.
So, and the way I charge mine is I usually just get my candle that corresponds with my goal, incense that corresponds with my goal. I'll take a spiritual bath that corresponds again, guess what, with my goal. Do the spiritual bath, light up my incense, light up my candle, have all my stuff put out in front of me instead of leaving everything on the shelves and going back and forth because that gets troublesome. I'll put everything on a plate with my little bag, whether it's
with
square,
your purse,
with my purse,
your purse,
or whether it's a square of cloth or an actual little square baggie. Pray over everything. Again, with your prayers.
So you pray over it. I'm like, when I do it, I'm like, I go up to each item and I'm like, you wake up, you wake up, you wake up, and you wake up, and you wake up. This is what y'all doing. Put them in the bag, tell it again, close it up, and be like, listen here.
Yeah, and when I do my bags, I'll like hold my hand over each item individually, and I'll tell it, spirit of such and such, I conjure you and ask that you will be empowered to manifest such and such goal. And I'll deal with each individual item. Now, like I said, Mojo bags usually have an uneven number of items. Unless it's lodestone. If it's a matching pair of items, it's said sometimes that they are considered one item. So 2 lodestones is actually considered one item.
Adam and Eve.
One item. Personal concerns like fingernail clippings, hair, one item. Stuff like that. Pictures of a person, one item.
Cells of Solomon, one item. One herb, one item.
Yeah. So a coin, a single item, and I'll charge everything like that. It's like, this is what I want you to do, and this is what you're gonna do. Again, it all depends on how you state your words. I have had a client who came to me for financial help, and she did the work as prescribed, and she got hit. I think I told the story here, but she got hit with getting her paychecks garnished from bill collectors, and a bunch of other crazy stuff had happened. And so she called me upset and was just like, your money spell's not working, blah blah blah. And I was like, well, what did you write in your petition? I don't know what's at home. Okay, call me when you get home. What did you write? She calls me later on. I'm like, what did you write? I wrote down what all my bills paid. So what's happening? All my bills are getting paid. Oh, exactly. Unfortunately, it's one of those things that she had to write out, so we had to do some reversing work and a crossing work, but it balanced out after a lot of chaos. And so you want to be careful with what it is that you're asking for. If you are interested in a relationship and you're doing a turn back for love, try to be specific. And I tell people, describe the relationship, not the person. Do you want a relationship that's happy, or do you want the psychopath over there that looks good?
Hi.
Hey. So, but yeah, that's me. Put everything in a bag, tie it up, consecrate it with water, pass it through my incense, and then again I bless it with my prayers, and I'll put a few dabs of oil on there, and then again charging it all up with one big thing, and I'll leave it there in front of the candle till it goes out. Mine's long-winded.
Yeah, mine. I haven't noticed mine not work, but mine is a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
But you like a lot of pomp and circumstance.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I like big ritual. I don't like the small stuff.
I never said mine wasn't in ritual. Because
Yeah.
you've done them. I've done them with you. I still love the Widdersham Circle more. I prefer doing that.
Yeah, and we need to do a video on opening rituals.
Oh yes, down under.
Yes. Well, I think we're actually supposed to do that one before we did this one.
Oops. Well, we could still do that one too. I mean, we have
Our
no
bad.
memory on here.
Well, we'll do it in a couple of days.
Well, we could do it quickly. It's not going to take long
Okay.
after this. But also something else that I like about charms or mojos that you can do, since he likes pomp and circumstance of rituals, in a ritual you can actually charge them up and make what I'm sure there's an actual term for them, but I would prefer to call them charm bombs. You charge up a bunch of them. Like if it's for cursing someone, you would charge up a few of them to throw around their house.
Oh yeah, there's the term.
Which bullets is I know one way of doing it, or I've heard of it where they mold it into wax with black horsehair
the
and
wax
some other
balls.
stuff.
Mhm.
But I'm like just charm bags of it.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
possible. I've actually seen some. I've doing shamanic extraction work. I pulled some out of people's homes.
Yeah. Also, you could do it for customer drawing if, like,
Mhm.
you're trying to draw customers and stuff like that. I just think it's pretty like intense looking. Like on the astral plane, it's like, yeah, grenade, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been called to people's homes to remove cursed artifacts, and we've dug around the house and we've pulled out leather bags that have had like human concerns or animals and stuff like that meant for ill intent on the family.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty potent.
Charm bomb.
Mm-hmm. And you gotta be careful too when you're opening those things, because whatever the funk that is in there can transfer onto the person who opens the bag.
Mm-hmm. Which I know that if I've ever done it, that would definitely be one of the things that I would state. Whosoever were to try to find it and break it open, let it magnify upon them in their life. Mm-hmm. And be like, you want to fuck with my shit?
And usually it's me that they call to take that stuff out of their house.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Well, I'm saying if I was going to curse someone, I'm going to make sure that
Yeah.
my shit gets done and it's not going to get stopped. And if I have to go down myself, I'm going to go down with the fight and at least drag a few other people with me.
Okay.
What? I'm going to fight to the end. I'm not just gonna get
Obviously,
kicked over.
with his prayers. We've been watching what are they
Key
called?
and Peele.
Keel and Peele. That's where we got that from.
But I love you.
Yeah.
I'll just tell you who I'm cursing so you don't help them. There, you're fine.
But yeah, that's just a generalization of charm bags. Usually, all your herbs and oils and stuff would correspond. So for love, you'd use Adam and Eve root. For heterosexuals, a pair of lodestone, male and female, that are matched. There's actually a way to match lodestones. A lot of people don't know that. If you are male, you can use raccoon penis bone.
Mm-hmm.
If you're female, you can use a seashell or hagstone. I wouldn't waste a hagstone on a love spell, but
I mean, some
each
people
their
do.
own.
But also, the bruja I was telling you about in Albuquerque, who was telling me some stuff here and there, she wasn't necessarily my teacher, but she would give me some help when I needed it.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, I went in there and I was like talking to her about love spells and stuff. And she spoke with like that heavy accent, and she could barely speak any English. And she's just cool. She was so sweet. She was like, "Oh, you're so cute." But anyways, I was talking to her about love spells, and she's like, I'm gonna paraphrase this. She basically was like, "Are you gay?" I'm like, "Is the sun
She
out?"
had to ask.
I'm like, "Is the sun out?"
I thought you knew this woman.
I did, but she's a smartass. Like, but I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Okay, so this boy you want." Do you want him to be the man and you to be the woman, or do you want to be the man and make him your woman?
I hate it when people say that.
Well, I mean, that's the way she explained it, because
yeah, it's like
she gets her shit from Mexico, and over there I guess they don't make a lot of like gay-friendly love spell kits. She's like, shit, use the same candle you would for them, but charge out who you want to take the dick to be the woman.
basically
like,
who's going to be the dominant person,
who's gonna be the
more submissive.
Yeah, and that's basically how you do it. And if you're going to be the more submissive one and you want someone to be more dominant, you're going to utilize all the feminine oils, you're going to utilize feminine herbs, you're going to also utilize the feminine imagery. So if there's two different oils, like one that catches men and one that catches women, if you're going to be more submissive, you're going to use the catches men. And then you're going to mix in the proper herbs to be able to augment it that this is a dude trying to get a dude.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just a basic kind of rundown on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. That's
It was just
interesting.
cute because she was like this 60-something-year-old lady, and she's like,
Are you the boy or are you the girl?
"Do you like to take it from a man?" kind of thing. I was like,
Okay,
was like-
awkward.
I was like, this woman's older than my grandmother. This is so adorable.
But there's a bunch of stuff out there that's used for LGBT pagans. Seder oil. It's commonly said to
Smells
use to attract same-sex partners.
Mm-hmm.
I've
I've used purple candles.
Yeah,
Those are pretty
lavender love drops, lavender oil. There was another one, saffа oil for lesbians.
I've noticed saffron works really well with men.
Yeah. Lotus oil works really well. Just straight up lotus oil. That I use a lot of that for, when I would dabble with love spells for, to attract someone new and everything like that.
What was it that it said something I experimented with? It was like musk and something else mixed together that she got you laid like that.
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, a general love oil will work because love is love. It doesn't matter what gender it is.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people are just like.
Oh my god.
Yeah, are you guys together or are you guys in love or gay in love? I'm like, what? It's actually
I think we're gay in love.
Like, no. Yeah, it's weird. And people are like, oh, your love's not normal, so it's a different kind of love. Like, are you stupid or... Yeah.
It's not stupid, it's stupid.
Yeah, it's stupid. But, so using a standard love oil because actually love is love. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just love is love. Shit. I love cheeseburgers too, but I'm not going to marry one. I know that was weird. But, now, once your bag is done its work and you want to dispose of it, how do you dispose of it?
Take it apart and burn that shit.
Yep, usually I'll take it apart. We will...
Oh, do you remember that night we were burning like a whole cauldron full of them?
Yes. They just stack up. And I'm bad when it comes to charm bags.
Hold on, let me put these back in here. Old ass charms that are just sitting there. This is just from like last month and a half or maybe even 2.
I'm really bad when it comes to carrying mojos or charm bags because I forget them. I'll put them on the altar for...
That one had a buckeye in it.
Yeah, I forget about them very easily. And usually if it has like money or $1 in there, I'll go out and I'll give that $1 to somebody or just throw it onto the street and have somebody's going to find $1 today. Kind of keep that flow going.
What was I going to say? Scheiße, I can't remember. We were burning them and something was really strong that night. I don't remember what it was. Oh well.
Oh, it's a money one. It's just the white's calling. You can still smell it. Yeah, and after a while they do die out. So you're gonna have
You're holding all your spell corpses.
Yes.
Oh, that was a pretty color.
Yeah, that was mine of yours.
That's yours.
Oh, this is from a love spell. It's got a piece of rose quartz in it.
What the hell is this one?
That's good. Oh, that's where that went.
What is it?
This one has $1, some silver dimes, and
What the hell is in here?
Hi John the Conqueror.
There's something hard in there.
This is a $2 bill wrapped on John the Conqueror root. Yes, these are some money spells that can be done.
This one, I think this was just a general money drawing one. This one has a buckeye, I think, in it.
So yeah, take notes on what I just said.
Is that a fucking toenail?
Chicken feet.
No, it feels like a toenail.
No, it's witch's grass. I think this was for a truth spell. Because it's got parchment with someone's name on it. Yeah, it's witch's grass. You can see it coming out of the edges. But, yeah, that's just how we do our charm bags. Now, disposal, usually we'll take it apart. Burn
Open
the
up
herbs.
everything.
Yes. Flip your bag inside out. Even the bag, we don't really carry or reuse. We just toss the bags. We burn the herbs. If it's got the curios, we'll reuse them. Like with the John the Conqueror roots in there, I will most likely clean those off. Spiritually cleanse them.
We can clean that shit off and then cleanse it, Florida water it, salt water it, whiskey it, Florida water it again, full moon water it. There you go.
And then bless it with the prayers.
With my prayers.
So you're pushing me off the camera.
It's okay.
It's like, I noticed I started over here, now I'm like at the edge.
You're my cuddle buddy.
But yeah, that's just how we do charm bags. If you have any more questions or would like us to see us consecrate one, let us know. So, I hope this worked because I don't want to.
I don't know how to turn it off, so I'm gonna let you do it.
I don't either.
Well, just
I'll
try it
turn
again.
on.
You did it last time.
Okay, well, we'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Ow.
Ow. Bye again, if I can figure this out.